boots on the ground, putting it down. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. I got something to tell you I don't think they want you to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's best-selling author Mickey D with The Scoop. I want to thank you for joining me today. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to be on your electronic device. Thank you very, very much for supporting my channel. My friends, today I'm going to tell you something you might not want to hear. I'm going to tell you where the money is going and where the money isn't going right now. I'll tell you that in a minute. As you know, this is for your education and your entertainment only. I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not a money manager. I'm an author. I write books. My books can be found on Amazon.com. You can get the audiobook, the paperback book, or the ebook. Books like these. I don't have to go over them one by one, or do I, as some smart out there put it. Anyway, make money online with cannabis stocks. Marijuana today, vanadium and uranium tomorrow. Companies you can get into early, hold and grow rich. It's a booklet. There's a special section on gold stocks in the back that people like. There's 10 gold stocks. The African Marijuana Gold Mine, Rich Metal Soil Meets Wall Street is out there, my friends. Promising Medical Marijuana and CBD Treatments is out there. It's another good book. Largest indoor and outdoor marijuana farms in the world. My friends, these books that I've written under Mickey D will give you the unfair advantage, my friends. You will know exactly what's going on in this business, and it'll give you the early start. My friends, we're only in the first inning. People ask, is it too late to get into marijuana? What do you mean it's too late to get into marijuana stocks? We're just getting started. Can't be too late. This is the first inning of a 9-inning game, and what, 2 outs in the first inning? First inning's not even over, my friends. We got a long way to go. A long way to go in this game, my friends. A long way to go. Well, my friends, today, let me give you an update first. Here, yesterday, we spoke about applied DNA sciences. Remember applied DNA sciences, the baby knockout that I doubled down on? And I got some words, some other guys have doubled down on it also. Late today, they came out with their earnings. And they came out with, they did a conference call also. So if you weren't able to listen to the conference call, you can listen to the replay. And they had some interesting information on there, some of which I kind of hinted, I guess, to you yesterday by that press release at what they were going to come up with. A couple of interesting things I want to bring to your attention with applied DNA sciences. Thurcan International. Now, that's the cannabis partnership that they have. They have a partnership with Thurcan International. You might want to write that name down because they'll be IPOing in Canada in September. So when they IPO in September, Applied Material, it's important that they do well. Because if they do well, then it's all good for Applied Material and their chains and everything. I mean, it's not incumbent on them. They're not, you know, if they don't do well with their IPO, they're pretty much gonna do well. They're a decent company, and we'll just see about that. But we'll keep an eye on it next month. And also, in addition to Thurcan, their cannabis partner IPOing, they will also have a date with a date with the NASDAQ. So they'll be going over that process with the NASDAQ to keep their listing and all. And as the CEO said, that's that's one of their number one priorities right now is to keep their listing with the NASDAQ. So they've fallen short, like I said, and they're making some money moves right now, some financial moves that will put them in line with getting their NASDAQ listing assured and getting that back to where it's supposed to be and getting them back on track to where it. But I'll tell you, the sound of the listen to it yourself. Listen to the conference call, and maybe you'll get some reassurances that they're going to be on the right track. But my friends, about roughly what I want to really talk to you about today is roughly, I would say, maybe a year ago or so, when monies started rotating out of the big Canadian stocks down to some of the United States marijuana stocks. And I told you about that. I did a video on that, and I'll put it up there. I'll show you guys after this one. You'll see. But when I talked about that, I got a lot of chatter about that because I was asking the question: was money moving south, basically? Which I knew it was. That's why I put it out there, because I knew that the money was moving south. So I got caught a lot of flack. It seems like now, though, a lot of people are catching on. Especially, there's a reporter out there, and he does a very good job on it. Marijuana Business Daily, he writes for, and I'm talking about Matt Lemars, or Lemers, Lamers. Matt does a really good job in this area. He has lately, even though he's late, he's after us. He's a year after us. After we talked about it and we knew it was coming, and we've been talking about hooking on to these United States companies, these other companies. Let's face it, guys. The market in the United States is what, 10 times bigger than the market in Canada. Canada's leading the way, but like I said, there's got to be this handoff. Like if it was a foot race and it was a relay race, the Olympics. Got to hand the baton off to Canada's. Got to hand it off to America, and let America run with it a little while, and we'll probably fall down and then hand it right back to Canada. It's a joke, my friends. It's a joke. But anyway, as Canada leads the way, some of the big money is seeing that there's a lot of opportunities in America. And that's kind of where they're headed. And I wanted to go over a couple different articles with you. One, Matt wrote, this is May 30th. So this is a little while ago. And then I'm going to bring you up to par to what he's writing about today. And he's seeing the disparity as we saw it last year. Now, you can read this article, May 30th. Like I said, he's an analyst for Marijuana Business Daily. Okay, cannabis capital rotating away from Canada to the United States, analyst says. This was May 30th. Marijuana businesses and investors seek higher returns, more potential, are looking beyond Canada's relatively small and highly regulated market, according to analysts covering. Many investors we've spoken to have begun to rotate capital from Canada to the U.S. and Canada player. Then they cite the example of Canopy. Actually, Canopy Growth. When Canopy formed Canopy Growth, and Canopy Growth's going to be buying some companies here. And they mentioned acreage and a few other things. So my friends, but he goes on to say, it's a valuation advantage for one. The second reason is not simply multiples, but the belief that there are real operators south of the border with talented management teams with meaningful experience in adjacent industries. He's talking about alcohol, tobacco, pharmaceuticals. There are real superstars in these businesses that are looking forward to getting into cannabis. And that's and I've told you, there's a shortage of, as Canadian companies built out and did their thing and started this thing. Take nothing away from Canada. Canada is a superstar in this business. They built this thing. They got this thing rolling. So you go from Canada, and Canada now hands off to the U.S. basically, and some of these people, these superstars in these other areas, are going to be taking over this business, my friends. He goes on to say, I don't see an end to the movement from Canada to the United States. It doesn't mean that the successful Canadian companies are going to be are not going to be well capitalized. They are going to be, those good Canadian companies are going to get a lot of money, and they're going to be well capitalized, my friends. That's not an issue. That's not an issue, I don't believe. He goes on to talk about Canopy Rivers a little bit, and he says a lot of the cultivators are well capitalized, but there are several that appear to be better capitalized than some of the others are. And they've got built out plans. They've really got their act together. Some do. And some of the companies may experience challenges in refinancing when they need more capital to grow different parts of their businesses. Now, I've been talking about when the big guys fall over or roll over a little bit, the little guys get smashed. Now, if you don't have something that differentiates you from the big and keeps you in the industry, you are going to get smashed. I'll tell you that right now, because they're not going to be going with a lot of debt. A lot of these companies right now, early stages, financing has been easy for the last couple of years or so. Finance has been really, really easy. But now, my friends, now it's not as easy as it was. Let me tell you about today's article, though, that I'll bring you up to speed. That's what he was talking about in May. Now I'll bring you up to speed today. Massive, unsustainable value gap between Canadian U.S. cannabis firms. Now this is Matt again. Now, as of this week, companies with an operational focus in the United States are trading about 13 times consensus estimates for their 2020 earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. That represents a 56% discount to the 30 times average for companies focused on Canada, according to Toronto-based Beacon Securities. My friends, they have pretty much concluded that the United States companies will have two major advantages over Canadian companies. One is there's additional production forms, edibles, extracts, topicals, will be short supply in Canada until sometime in 2020. That's going to give U.S. companies an advantage there, possibly, because with one tweet, this whole thing could be shut down. You know that, right? Just like today, the market's down 200. You'll get a little tweet, it's up 400. Whatever. That's, we've talked about the geopolitical things and what's going on right now. And supply chain participation. This is the second advantage. Most major markets in Canada, except Quebec, now allow some degree of private sector retail ownership. But the distribution business is still largely government control, meaning provinces play a large role in setting market prices and margins in the regulated industry. The only area we have there really is the Republic of, California, where they have all the regulations and they can't do this, they can't do that, they can't do this, they can't do that, my friends. I say that to say to you, when things go down, and things are going to be going down here shortly, companies that deal in America, those companies are going to blow up, my friends. Make no mistake about it. Companies that deal and have dealings in America is just one signature away from some form of relief, some form of legalization, to where things will happen. It may happen with the States Rights Act. I think this stuff is being saved for the politicians, but still, my friends, if we get into sound companies, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit that like. We like that. Thumbs up, my friends. I got a lot of information I want to pass on to you. Yes, the gentleman that was asking, he said, Mickey, I've read all your books. I want more. I got more on the way for you, okay? We got more coming. You got to give me time, though. I got to do my research, man. It takes a while to put a book together, man, like you want to put it together. And I don't put out no junk, man. I got to put out some good stuff. You got to have at least one or two home run stocks. One or two stocks that you can run to and say, oh, I heard about this. You can jot it down. Charlotte's Web. Say, oh, this is a good thing. And then when it goes public, you already know it's going to work, right? Or, Aurora Cannabis. 38 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. I heard about that. I know that's going to work. Okay, boom. That's what I want. I want to get you in as early as possible. As early as possible. That way you don't have to trade in and out of the stock, my friends. When it goes up and goes down, I was a trader during the 90s, early 2000s. I traded a lot. You guys know I've told you before, I traded the .coms. and did very well, made a lot of money. But I was in the stock a lot and out of the stock a lot, and this for me, as I get to my more mature age, my friends, it's a lot easier just for moi, just for me, to get in a stock real super early. Applied DNA Sciences, 30 cents. I'll get in super early and just wait for things to develop. Just wait for them to develop. And as they develop, 30 cents, it may go down to 20 cents. I may have to sell at 15 cents if I don't like the directions the company's going. But as long as the company is going in that direction and you see and you think the market might be missing it, as long as it's going in that direction, my friends, you stick with it. I stick with them. Stick with them. You know, you can't, you know, like $150, it's my $150 I want to spend on 500 shares of a 30-cent stock. And I think it's well worth it. Not only have I done it, I've done it many a times, my friends. I've cut that in half and gotten a 15-cent stock and sold out at 30, 35. You know, my friends, it happens. This is one business where you can pick one company, and that one company can pretty much set you for a long time. I'm not a money manager. I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not a financial advisor, my friends. But all I do is pick winners, and I pick stocks that go up. Sometimes, what did we sell? What did I direct people to sell Aurora and Canopy at? Come on, guys. When we were up 2,000 and 3,000%, I told people to ring the bell. Some of you guys are still holding, I know, which is very, I'm still holding 500 shares of Aurora just for the ride, you know. And my options on Canopy have done, the leaps have done exceptionally well today. So that's those call options on Canopy are really cheap. Oops, wrong show. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Love you. God bless you. Take care of you and your family. I'll leave some links for you, and we'll see what we can do. Canopy's earnings tomorrow. Probably won't be. There'll be some big time earnings tomorrow. Let's see if the market goes up 2 days in a row. Big time 2 days in a row, my friends. Probably not. But if it does, then I'll be smelling those winds of hourly trend changes, daily trend changes. There's just a little bit out, just a little. Let's see if we can get some more. Love you. Take care of yourself. God bless you.